Minus 10, 9, 8.
The clock is
7,
operating. We're underway.
And Qualification here. Endeavor, go at throttle.
And good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 2014 USCSA National Championships here from beautiful Lake Placid, New York in the northern Adirondack Mountains. We are at Whiteface Mountain for the final day of National Championship competition. Day number 5 as the week got started earlier on Tuesday, and we bring our Alpine competition to a close here from Whiteface Mountain. Hi, everybody. Boss Hogg alongside Alex Beatty for exciting dual panel slalom coverage here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. We'll see the men's and the women's event today in what usually is the most exciting day of Alpine competition. Alex Beatty, we really enjoyed the inaugural dual panel slalom last year in Sun Valley, Idaho. We're back for round number 2 today, and you can just tell by the smiles on the racers' faces here during warm-ups this morning that this too might be their favorite day as well.
That's right, boss. The dual panel slalom, a relatively new event here in the USCSA, and these athletes have really taken to it. I've had the opportunity to speak to many of them this week. They've told me it's their favorite event almost unanimously. So we should see some really high-flying stuff here. These athletes letting it all hang out on this beautiful course here, set on the bottom part of this Draper's Run here. Some steeps up at the top of this course. Then we see a pro jump in the middle. Should be interesting to see how these athletes decide to handle that part of the course. Then we move into the lower section, very straight, and then they will cross the finish line right before our eyes, boss, and we'll crown the dual slalom national champion.
Should be a great afternoon of ski racing. We're going to bring you all of the qualifying rounds in our first show here early this morning, and then back after lunch at 12:45 this afternoon to bring you the semifinals and the finals of this dual panel slalom. The 2014 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Patagonia, proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, Hill and Event Supply, sports timing equipment, or just hard-to-find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. And by Hurricane Racing. When it's custom team Alpine, Nordic, or cycling race apparel you seek, Hurricane Racing delivers. Demand the very best in custom printed ski suits, jackets, pants, and race apparel. Demand Hurricane Racing at HurricaneRacing.com, official sponsors of the 2014 USCSA National Championships. And by Twitchell Sportswear, the home of Yeti apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Check out their complete collection at TwitchellSportswear.com, proud supporters of the USCSA. A big day here on Whiteface Mountain in beautiful Lake Placid, New York. Of course, the finish corral here for the dual panel slalom was the same finish corral back in the 1980 Winter Olympic Games for the downhill and the giant slalom. We have used this finish corral for all of our Alpine competitions here as part of the 2014 USCSA National Championship. So history being made 34 years ago, right in this very spot, Alex. But today we're going to make our own history here in the dual panel.
Absolutely, boss. These athletes all itching for a chance to stand atop that podium, look down at their competitors and say, I am the champion, the master of dual panel slalom. Bow down before me.
Just about 10 minutes away here as we're going to get things started here. A fantastic course, a huge 3-foot drop-off hit right in the middle of the 18 gates that make up this dual panel slalom run. And you've got to line up on that hit, Alex Beatty, perfectly, because there is a nasty gate right over the hit. So if you shoot off the hit in the wrong direction, you can call it quits today. It will be absolute carnage. Of course, the racers love this. Not often do they get to race the dual panel format, and that's why we put it in here in our national championships, because it is an exciting thing for all of our racers, certainly for the spectators too, as they start to pile in and gather around the finish corral here at Whiteface Mountain.
Absolutely, boss. A lot of parents, families, coaches here watching this event on this rainy, warm day here at Whiteface Mountain. The weather's starting to come down now. It should be a wet one, and that should make for some interesting snow conditions. The snow very, very fast today and very slippery as well. It'll take an extra level of preparation for these athletes to keep control in this course, boss.
Let's take a look at our race and course conditions here on the Whiteface run that we'll be using for the dual panel slalom. Very warm, certainly the warmest day so far here at National Championships, 37 degrees, but certainly wet outside, very, very wet. Gray skies, dark clouds in the horizon. We may get a little bit of rain this afternoon as a result of the temperatures now warming up over freezing. It has been absolutely frigid here in the middle of Mark and Lake Placid. Temperatures below zero back on Tuesday and Wednesday. Things started to warm up last night, and now we are into the 37, 38 degree range. 83% relative humidity here on the mountain. We'll be starting the race at 567 meters, dropping down to the finish corral at 467 meters for a total of 100-meter vertical drop. 18 gates of fun for the ladies and the men today in the dual panel. And, of course, our chief of race is Paul Van Slyke. Sit back and relax, folks. Exciting dual panel action coming up next here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. We're glad you're joining us on the World Wide Web at broadcast.uscsa.com. You can check out all of the National Championship highlights at uscsa.com. Follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. But right now, get ready, because we are getting ready for exciting ladies and men's dual panel National Championship action here from the base of Whiteface. Had an opportunity earlier in the week to fly the USCSA Broadcast Network Dandy Cam right down this Draper's Drop run, and let's show you on a sunny day exactly what it looks like here at Whiteface Mountain. Here is the run they'll be coming down. It is the throughway run into Draper's Drop. Take a look at what we have in store for you. There you have it. A great look at this beautiful Draper's Drop run here on Whiteface Mountain, the home of the 1980 downhill and giant slalom finish corral. But today it is the home of the 2014 USCSA Ladies and Men's Dual Panel Championship. And we're just minutes away here from our first runners. We'll start with a qualifying round. Of course, they'll come down side by side. And it is the first guy to the finish line as they race head-to-head here. And wow, what excitement, too, as these racers not only have to contend with the 18 gates and a big 3-foot hit in the middle of this run, but they also have to contend with the fact that someone is racing right next to them. They can hear it, they can feel it. The snow is flying across the run into their run. Certainly exciting here in the dual panel, Alex.
Absolutely, boss. A very intense competition. Just the rivalries between these athletes are on display for everyone to see. These athletes will start racing against their teammates Two racers from each team will go down in the red course, and two will go in the blue. They'll go head-to-head. Then they'll switch in the second run, going down the other course. These courses slightly different, boss, so we get each racer a chance to ski on each of them. Then we add up those combined times, set the seeding for the team competition, and then we run them down in a tournament-style bracket this afternoon. Should be really exciting to watch.
We'll bring you the qualifying rounds here on the USCSA Broadcast Network this morning, and then this afternoon at 12:45. We want you to join us right back here on the Broadcast Network as we'll bring you the semifinals and the finals of the ladies and the men. Exciting alpine action here yesterday as we had a doubleheader, both the men's and the women's slalom championships taking place here as a result of a weather postponement on Thursday. Of course, today belonging in the ladies slalom to Frida Svedberg from Rocky Mountain College. Svedberg, the champion 3 days ago in the women, or 4 days ago in the women's giant slalom, came back yesterday and absolutely, again, a dominating performance from Frida Svedberg. And Svedberg walks away with double gold here in Lake Placid in this 2014 championship. Our giant slalom and our slalom winner. A big day for Rocky Mountain College. It didn't end in the ladies competition with Svedberg, and then on to the men's slalom. It was Eric Hoogbaum, the baby Hoogbaum, Nils Hoogbaum, last year's defending champion. His baby brother came out and threw down the heat for the men's competition, and he walked away with his first national championship. Exciting action here on the hill, and more importantly, a big day for Rocky Mountain College and Jerry Wolf's squad.
Absolutely, boss. Rocky Mountain College taking home the gold in the team competition, the men's slalom, by 12/100ths of a second, to the smallest margin we've seen in recent memory here at the USCSA National Championships. They edged out perennial rival Sierra Nevada College for that first place spot. Sierra Nevada sitting in second, with Castleton State College taking home the bronze. In the ladies team competition, we saw Sierra Nevada winning that one, the ladies slalom. They beat out Rocky Mountain by 82/100ths of a second, so just a tight competition yesterday in the team race, boss. We're looking to see the same level of parity here in this dual panel event.
We'll start with the women today. Of course, all of the colleges represented here in the women's dual panel competition. We'll see competitors from the University of Wisconsin in Madison, from St. Olaf College, from Hobart William Smith College. The Nittany Lions from Penn State University well represented in the dual panel today, along with the Yotes from the College of Idaho. Also here, Northeastern University, the University of Massachusetts, Cornell, Clarkson, Castleton College, the University of British Columbia, and of course the two powerhouse teams from Sierra Nevada College and from Rocky Mountain College. Also a great entry from Team Worcester Polytech Institute, WPI. They'll be here as well. On the men's side, we'll see the Michigan Wolverines, Duke University, Babson College, St. Olaf, Rocky Mountain College, the Colorado School of Mines, the University of Minnesota in Duluth, along with the University of British Columbia, the United States Naval Academy with Patrick Papp and William Lavis. They have an entry here in the dual panel, along with Rensselaer Polytech Institute. Cornell University is here, the Nittany Lions on the men's side as well, along with Castleton College, the University of Connecticut, and Northeastern University. We'll also see action on the men's side from Hobart William Smith, Clarkson College, Sierra Nevada, University of Maine at Farmington, and also the men's team from Worcester Polytech. So a full slate of dual panel action on the plate for you here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Also a couple of individual entries here, and that's great. It gives the kids that are at national championships without a full team the opportunity to participate here in the dual panel. We'll see Jackson Vlay from the University of Colorado, Caitlin Porter from California State University in Sacramento. Riley Harris is here from the Ohio State. Kayla Weber from also the University of Colorado. It'll be UMass's Connor Krell, University of Pennsylvania's Claire Menzel, and Zach Schenk from the College of Idaho, along with the University of Rochester's Marliese Combe. We'll get things fired up with the women first. Then we'll move on to the men's as last-minute course preparations are being made here on the dual panel track. Alex, you can see that they have clearly marked this thing and not much distance between both sides. The blue side on the left side here from the spectator's vantage point, the red course on the right side from the spectator's vantage point. But you can see those gates are very, very close together, and certainly if someone skis out, it can become quite a carnage event up there.
Absolutely, boss. We've seen it before. Athletes getting confused in the course, skiing from the blue course, losing their balance a little bit, ending up in the red course for a couple gates, then hopping back in the blue course. An unconventional skiing technique, certainly not allowed in this event, but we could see some confusion from these athletes. A very tight set here, especially in these bottom few gates, should allow for the athletes to pick up some speed. So sit back, relax, and enjoy hour one of our 17-hour coverage of the dual panel slalom event.
A little bit of wind here at Whiteface Mountain this morning on a Saturday, a cold, warmer, cloudy, black sky kind of Saturday. Looks like we're now rotating in between rain and snow and ice. You know, the great thing about being in New England, Alex, is just wait 5 minutes and the whole thing changes. We had sunny skies here last night as part of our Friday night jumping festivities and extravaganza over at the Olympic Jump Park. We had our national champions from the USCSA jump competition held a couple of weeks ago in Lebanon, New Hampshire. They were there to put on quite a show for all of the athletes assembled. A big cookout, double cheeseburgers and bratwurst, along with a great food spread. More importantly, the athletes had a great opportunity to get out of the competitive mode and into the camaraderie mode, and that's the night we do it. It's kind of our ceremonies night, and last night at the Olympic Jumping Park, we were in for a real treat. Of course, we broadcast that to you on the Broadcast Network. We hope you'll check that out on our archives page. But right now, it is time for dual panel slalom action. Our four runners now coming down. They'll get the last-minute course preparations checked out, and then we're going to let them fly. Alex, one of my favorite events here at the dual panel slalom. I don't know exactly why. Maybe it is the fact that it is so much action taking place right here in front of us. We can see the entire race course here, and so, of course, our television audience will be able to see the same thing. But I think it's the fact that there's two kids on the run at the exact same time battling it out with each other. And so it's not just that standard let's make it between the gates reality. It becomes an all-out head-to-head war when you can hear the guy next to you trying to beat you.
Absolutely, boss, and it's a hero set as well. Full slalom terms not required on this course. Very tight and very straight into the bottom section can make some of the racers with a little bit less experience in this kind of racing look very fast as they throw caution to the wind, let everything hang out, and ride their skis to victory at this dual slalom course, boss.
Of course, the 2014 USCSA National Championship wrapping up this afternoon, our final award ceremony down at the Lake Placid Convention Center at 4 p.m. today. And then tonight at 7 o'clock at the same convention center, all of the athletes get out of their snow gear and into their Sunday's best as we have a huge final awards banquet where we hand out the team awards and lots of other great things to these great athletes fortunate enough to qualify and make it here to Lake Placid for this year's Nationals. And then everybody heads home tomorrow and on Monday as we break the whole thing down. The traveling circus packed up into the tractor trailer again, awaiting our time 360 days away from today when we'll have the 2015 USCSA National Championships. On the women's side, we'll see Rebecca Friends, Madison McLaughlin, Katie Olstead, McKenna McNabb, Natalie Kinney, Rebecca Colgren, Jessica Bishop, Gabrielle Von Broski, Heather Durr, Allison Kowalski, Tommy Chipman, and Hillary Deagle. Our first 12 for the ladies. On the men's side, Michigan Steven Siddall, Kane Boynton, Mark Jansen, and Zach Hill. Duke's team consisting of Oliver Hopkinson, Spencer Dahl, John Tarpey, and Matthew Hyland. And then Babson College's Graham Quisenberry, Kevin Dacos, Russell Chamberlain, and Sam Foster. And of course, Alex Beatty, I recommend you be very nice to the Babson kids here on the broadcast today, considering you'll be riding back to Boston with them.
Absolutely, boss. The stakes are higher than they've ever been before for me and the USCSA broadcast. I'll have to keep my mouth shut and my brain on for these Babson skiers skiing in this dual panel event. Of course, dual panel slalom invented in the 14th century in Mongolia by Batu Khan, who decreed that there should be a skiing event with the speed of giant slalom and the technical aspects of a slalom race. And since then, it's been one of the most widely skied events and appearing in all the Olympics since the original Winter Olympics Games in Chamonix, France. And it's great to see these athletes continuing this long tradition.
Well, I know you've always been a big follower of Batu Khan, and again, I had no idea that he was actually the founder of dual panel slalom in the 5th century.
Most people don't know, boss. It's one of the best kept secrets of ski racing.
Well, one secret we're going to let out of the bag today is we are ready to have fun here at the USCSA Ladies and Men's Dual Panel National Championship Slalom, and we're glad you're joining us here on the World Wide Web. Kick your feet up, get a cup of coffee. If you're out west, it is early on a Saturday morning, but we're glad you're joining us. Meanwhile, our 4 runners now have completed their runs. It looks like everyone is getting set. Waiting for our timers to load our first groups of competitors to come down. And we are about to get underway here from Whiteface Mountain.
Now I will introduce you to the sound. Basically, there are 2, the dum and the tak. The dum is the bass beat in any Egyptian drum. The tak is the treble. On your drum now, practice with me some dums and taks. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
And it looks like we're underway here as Rebecca Friends from the University of Wisconsin in Madison. Now coming down solo here, wearing bib number 1, that is Rebecca Friends. And now we're up to head-to-head competition. Katie Olfsted from St. Olaf College on the blue course. Madison McLaughlin also from St. Olaf on the red course.
That's right, boss. We'll see this St. Olaf team coming down. All 4 racers from their team will come down, 2 in each course. Looks like Maddie McLaughlin jumping out here on the red course. Out to an early lead against her teammate Katie Olfsted, also of St. Olaf. Maddie McLaughlin now driving towards the finish, boss.
Into the corral comes Maddie McLaughlin. A good run for McLaughlin. Now Katie Olfsted from St. Olaf finishing on the blue course. Next up, Natalie Kinney from St. Olaf and McKenna McNabb from St. Olaf. So we'll see the ladies from St. Olaf College first down here in the dual panel. Natalie Kinney on the blue side, McKenna McNabb on the red side. Of course, these are the qualifying rounds. They will take the best times out of these qualifying rounds. That's how they'll seed them for the semifinals and the finals coming up later on this afternoon. And here comes Natalie Kinney and McKenna McNabb. McNabb on the red course. Kinney on the blue course. And McKenna McNabb lighting it up here into the final 3 gates into the tuck. It is a very straight set. What did you call it? A hero set, Alex Beating?
Absolutely, boss. A hero course for these athletes, getting to really harness their speed, go as fast as they possibly can. Though some of these athletes may be skiing a little conservatively in the qualifying run. If they know that their team will qualify, they want to make sure that they can just stand up. They want to avoid a disastrous fall and make sure they have a good seed for the tournament round that will take place this afternoon.
No doubt staying upright here in the qualifying round is very important for all of these racers. You don't want to fall and blow out and cost yourself. Next up, it'll be Hobart William Smith College's Jessica Bishop on the blue course. And it looks like, well, we're going to check here our timing setup just a second, find out who's going to be up against it. Yes, indeed, it is. On the red course, it looks like Tommy Chipman now from Penn State University on the red course. And now back to live action here on the dual panel course. On the red side, it's Rebecca Colgren from Hobart William Smith College. Her teammate Jessica Bishop on the blue course. Alex Beatty, it looks like the red course might be the advantage side here, at least on the first few runners we've seen come down in the ladies' competition. But that means nothing because, of course, in the big show, they'll go down both sides. They'll have one run down the red and one run down the blue. So there is no ultimate advantage as to which side you take because you're going to take both of them before the day's over.
Absolutely, boss. The red course looking a little bit faster than the blue course right now. McKenna McNabb of St. Olaf currently with the fastest time on the red course, an 18.71. Her teammate Katie Olfsted with the fastest time on the blue course, a 19.37. So maybe about half a second difference between these courses. Gabrielle Von Brodsky of Hobart and William Smith will be next in the red course. Heather Durr of Penn State will be next in the blue.
And it looks like we may reverse that order as Allison Kowalski now lining up in the blue course from Penn State University, and now they're on it. Heather Durr on the red side, the Nittany Lions now battling it out from each other.
See, Allison Kowalski lost a little speed up there. Kind of a turny section at the top of this course before they get into this straight part near the finish line.
And across the stripe first, it will be Heather Durr from Penn State University, her teammate Allison Kowalski, both of them safely into the finish line. Great to see Heather Durr here at the National Championships once again, all healthy and well. Next up, we'll move on to Hillary Deagle and Eleanor Tansley. Also want to make an announcement to all of our spectators trying to get up to see the giant slalom for the snowboarders. It's taking place a little bit higher up on the hill. You will be able to upload here from the freeway lift right here next to the timing shack. Even if you're not on skis, they will accept foot traffic uploads. They'll drop you off right at the mid station, so you'll be right there in the middle of the venue. But we do want to make an announcement that you'll have to walk down because there's no downloading on the freeway lift. So you can get up there, but just make sure you know you're going to be hiking it down. Give everybody an opportunity to watch the multiple events that are taking place here at Whiteface today. Of course, the ladies and men's snowboard giant slalom happening simultaneously here with the Alpine Duels panel slalom. Back to live action now. Hillary Deagle on the blue course, Eleanor Tansley on the red course. Both, well, Deagle from Penn State, Tansley from College of Idaho. And they're both safely down into the finish corral. Deagle with a 21.64 and Tansley with a 20.17.
So, boss, each team fielding 4 athletes in this competition. They see their athletes 1 through 4 in terms of how they think their athletes will finish in a head-to-head race against each other. Then they race the first and third seeded athletes down the red course, the second and fourth seeded athletes down the blue course, possibly explaining why we've seen some faster times out of the red course. Eleanor Tansley finished the red course with a time of 20.17. Hillary Deagle, Penn State, finished the blue course with a time of 21.64. Now back to live action on the blue course. It's Nina Herner from the College of Idaho, the Yote from Caldwell, having a great championship here in both the GS and the slalom. And now the dual panel for Nina Herner, and safely down into the corral with a time of 20.09. Got to see Zach Schenk double eject in the men's giant slalom in the finish corral on to a Wednesday. That was quite exciting. I think that highlight might have made ESPN. The top 10 or the not top 10, boss?
I think it was the top 10. I would have given that a top 10 in a second. Of course, I'm partial to Zach. You know, the Predator brotherhood we have going on. So we've seen Nina Herner, Hillary Deagle, Allison Kowalski, Jessica Bishop, Natalie Kinney, and Katie Olvstead come down the blue side. Eleanor Tansley, Heather Durr, Rebecca Colgren, Tommy Chipman, McKenna McNabb, Madison McLaughlin, and Rebecca Friends on the red side. Back to live action here on the blue side from the College of Idaho. It's Casey Benner on course. As you can see, Alex, it is quite a ride as they fly off that big 3.5-foot hit in the middle of this run. You have to be lined up or you won't make that next gate. But no problems for Casey Benner across in 20.26.
That's right, boss. Expect to see some of these athletes hucking some tricks off of that pro jump about 1/3 of the way down this course. Could see some 360s, 720s, 1040 cork YOLOs perhaps off that jump. Looks like Northeastern University now making their way into the start shack, led by Hannah Sadik and Emily Visnick. Hannah Sadik, bib number 21, coming down the red course. Her teammate Emily Visnick in the blue course. Neck and neck now as they make their way into the pro jump. It looks like Sadik has the advantage. Sadik, the freshman sensation, skiing very well, boss.
Sadik now 4 gates to go, and across the line comes Hannah Sadik. She'll take it easily with a time of 18.23, the fastest time on the red course so far this morning. Emily Visnick across in 20.00, seventh fastest. Check that. That was third fastest at 20.00 for Emily Visnick. Now we have Victoria Hone from Northeastern on the blue course. Allison Anastas, her teammate on the red course. UMass is coming up next. Casey Ryder and Claire Hamnett await their qualifying run from the top. 5 gates to go on the red side for Anastas. A little bit ahead of Victoria Hone, her teammate, and across in a time of 21.47 for Anastas and a 22.60 for Victoria Hone. Now Claire Hamnett on the blue course against Casey Ryder, both UMass from Amherst. They call it the Zoo. And looks like Claire Hamnett now on the blue side having a good run. Casey Ryder now just trying to ski safe, but she's catching up to Hamnett. Right here at the bottom. And across into the finish corral comes Claire Hamnett with a time of 20.75. Ryder down safely as well with a 20.50.
Saw Casey Ryder scrub a little speed right before that pro jump, boss. You expect that's going to throw a wrench into the plans of some of these athletes. Maybe want to conserve a little bit into that pro jump. Could throw some people for a loop.
Now Lindsay Tadero from UMass on the red side. Jennifer Costello, her teammate, on the blue side. 5 gates to go for Lindsay Tadero. Tadero skiing well and into the corral with a time of 20.73. Here comes Costello. Both riders down safely with a 21.19 for Costello. Next up, we'll move on to Cornell University's Jessie Evans on the blue and Ashby Sussman on the red.
Ashby Sussman now on course, leading the charge for the Big Red. Cornell University in the red course. Ashby Sussman, her teammate Jessie Evans, bib number 30 in the blue course. Ashby Sussman skiing well, but almost loses it there, boss. About 5 gates, but she will cross the finish line, boss.
As will Jessie Evans in a time of 19.75. A good run for Evans from Cornell down the blue side. Second fastest so far this morning. Sussman with a 20.80. And now on course, it is the last 2 teammates from Cornell, the Big Red on the red side, Abigail Brown, and on the blue side, Megan Joyce. Looks like Abigail Brown flying down here into the final 8 gates. Brown now driving to the finish line and across the stripe in a time of 20.96. Also Megan Joyce now crossing in 21.55. So good runs for Cornell. We'll move on to Clarkson University now. Taylor Manderson on the blue side. Sarah Schaefer on the red side. Their 2 teammates, Kelly Rowland and Casey Abraham, await their first runs from the top. 7 gates to go, and it is neck on neck here. Manderson and Schaefer. Who's it going to be? And it looks like Schaefer might have edged her out. Indeed, she did with a 20.44. No, check that. Schaefer on the red side with a 20.44. Taylor Manderson on the blue side. Next up, Kelly Rowland and Casey Abraham, both from Clarkson as well.
Clarkson looking to finish strong and a team in this dual slalom event. Finished 8th yesterday in the slalom event, and now Kelly Rowland on the blue course, Casey Abraham on the red. Of course, Kelly Rowland taking up ski racing after the breakup of Destiny's Child. Beyonce went off to do her solo career. Kelly Rowland now here skiing for Clarkson University. Looks like Casey Abraham crossed the finish line, the red course, with a time of 19.24, good enough for 5th in the red course. Kelly Rowland in the blue course with the second fastest time at 19.43.
Well, it looks like things are now cranking up as some of the ballerinas enter the starting gate from Castleton College. It's Simona Krakola on the blue side, Allie Spencer on the red side, and it looks like they have matching tutus Indeed they do. So first out of the gate, it's Simona Krakola. Now Allie Spencer coming down.
That's right, boss. This Castleton team eager to show the league they can have fun after 3 years ago being suspended for smiling in the start gate. All of these racers now competing at this national championship.
Well, we know you won't be going home with Castleton College this weekend, that's for sure. The 2-2 twins are in the finish corral here, and they are happy to show off their stuff here on a fun Saturday of national championship ski racing here from Lake Placid. Spencer with a time of 19.89. Krakola on the blue side with a 21.18. And the 2-2s continue here as Blair Hooper from Castleton on the red side and Lisa Davis on the blue side. You wonder, Alex, was this actually planned or did they just happen to all wear their 2-2s on the same day?
Coincidence is the mother of invention, boss, and these ski racers skiing in a very aerodynamic 2-2. Popularized, of course, in Lake Placid, skiing in a 2-2 in the 1964 National Championships held at Whiteface Mountain. Mandatory part of the costume, and these racers have really taken to the history here at Lake Placid.
Now the University of British Columbia, their team coming down. Samantha Bisnair on the blue side, Christina Donnelly on the red side. Bisnair with a good run down the blue side with 3 gates to go. She is driving to the finish and across in a time of 19.71 for Sam Bisnair. Christina Donnelly in 19.56. 2 good runs from British Columbia. Now Sandra Gerlich on course on the red side from UBC. She's wearing bib number 43. Now the ladies from Sierra Nevada College awaiting their first qualifying runs from the top. They'll be next. Meanwhile, live action with 3 gates to go. Sandra Gerlich from the University of British Columbia safely across in 19.79. So we've seen the University of Massachusetts, Cornell, Clarkson, Castleton, now the University of British Columbia on to Sierra Nevada College from Incline Village. The Lady SNC Eagles having a spectacular giant slalom and slalom here on the Alpine side. Also fielding some great snowboard and freestyle athletes as well. Certainly a tremendous snow sports program at Sierra Nevada College. And they're on course. Here's Taya Palick on the blue side. Caroline Clayson on the red side. Palick moving well now, as is Clayson. Clayson trying to catch up. They're just about dead even here with 3 gates to go. Who's it going to be? Taya Palick crossing first. Palick with a time of 20.43. Caroline Clayson with a time of 20.12. You know, Alex, it's great to see these teams race side by side. They love to be next to their teammates down the course, and you can tell here in the finish corral when they're finished.
Absolutely, boss. The reigning slalom champions, the Sierra Nevada team, coming down now, skiing well against each other, but leaving a little bit in the tank. You can see they're skiing a little bit conservatively, not the fastest times that we're used to seeing from these athletes. They know that they just need to qualify for the next level of competition so that they can finish well in that team panel slalom.
Melissa Daniels on the red side. It was Stina Solander on the blue side. Solander with the fastest run down the blue track so far today at 19.07. And Melissa Daniels, the second fastest run down the red side at 18.58. So, as expected, powerhouse skiing from Sierra Nevada. But now their arch rivals, Rocky Mountain College. Frida Svedberg on the red side. Look at this girl fly. Svedberg winning both the GS and the slalom here at the 2014 National Championships across the stripe in 18.35. And Eloise Julian on the blue side with the fastest time down the blue track in 18.89. So Svedberg and Julian picking up right where they left off, and Rocky Mountain College sending some real fast racers down this ladies dual panel slalom run. Their 2 teammates, Frederica Helm on the red course along with Mallory Kelly on the blue course. Helm with a slight advantage here with 3 gates to go, and punching the stripe with a time of 20.75 is Frederica Helm. Her teammate Mallory Kelly with a 19.86.
You can see this Rocky Mountain team skiing like they have something to prove, boss. Disappointed with that second place finish yesterday in the slalom by only 0.8 of a second. They are looking to bounce back and finish strong today.
Now we're on to WPI, Worcester Polytech's Maggie Corrigan on the blue course, Paulina Carabellis on the red course. Both sporting the orange prison jumpsuit speed suits, popularized by Mark Sullivan years ago while they were on sale at Reliable Racing. They're still looking pretty good, though, aren't they?
Absolutely, boss.
Maybe they threw them in, when you buy enough B-net and you buy some panels, maybe you get the orange jumpsuits as a bonus prize.
Well, they've been rocking them for as long as I can remember. WPI, a powerhouse skiing program in the Eastern Conference. Now their skier Lindsey Wilson coming down on the blue course. Skiing conservatively there. Taking a wide line as she makes her way across the pro jump now into the bottom section of this course. Just wanted to make sure that WPI makes it to the second level of competition here this afternoon.
Here's Lindsey Wilson into the finish corral with a time of 22:74. Before her, teammate Maggie Corrigan on the blue course was a 21:37. And Paulina Carabellis at 20.76 on the red course. So it looks like our qualifying round for the ladies team competition. We're going to check our start sheets here and see who we've got coming up, but that might be all there is for the ladies in the first round. So we will take a short break here as we get set for the men's first round of competition. Well, check that. It looks like we're going to be moving on to the individual competition. And that's Kayla Weber wearing bib number 101. She stands high atop this dual panel slalom course, awaiting her first run. And she's getting set, and they're about to release her, and here comes Kayla Weber. Kayla Weber from the University of Colorado in Boulder. Down the red side comes Weber. Over the jump, successfully manages into the final 6 gates comes Kayla Weber. And Weber into the finish corral with a time of 20.39. Now wearing bib number 103. That looks like Marlise Combe from the University of Rochester. No, check that. Indeed, Marlise Combe from the University of Rochester, now on course on the red side. These are the individual entries here, not part of the team competition. We always want to give the racers a chance to compete. Marlise Combe got a little loose there with 4 gates to go, but was able to pull it back together and safely across the stripe in a time of 19.34. A good run for Marlise Combe.
That's right, boss. Almost lost it there, about 4 gates from the finish. You saw that downhill ski come out a little bit. Got a little bit off balance there, but she kept it together in that very straight section of the course. Can't let those skis drive too far up the hill, but she finished safely, and she'll qualify for another run, boss.
Saturday afternoon here at Lake Placid, New York. Lots of folks now starting to line up on the side of the course as our finish corral shares property and real estate with some of the public runs here at Whiteface Mountain. Gives all the spectators an opportunity. Maybe they've never seen a dual panel competition. Just finishing up Canadian Ski Week here in Lake Placid, so lots of our neighbors from the north enjoying much of our national championship competition here on Whiteface. Of course, we've been also at the Nordic venue as well. 5 big days in Nordic competition, part of the 2014 USCSA National Championships.
That's right, boss. Of course, dual panel slalom invented in 2012 by Mark Sullivan for the 2012 USCSA National Championships. Couldn't get that event underway, so they did it last year at Sun Valley. One of the most exciting events in the USCSA. Looks like we're seeing bib number 1. That's Steven Siddall of University of Michigan, preparing, contemplating the forest of gates below, these paneled gates, not usually seen in a slalom. We haven't seen too much cross-blocking. That's probably why these gates are attached. See, racers skiing on slalom skis using GS poles. So an interesting hybrid event here between the slalom and the giant slalom. That's Steven Siddall, bib number 1 in the red course. Bib number 2, Kane Boynton, his teammate, also out of University of Michigan.
Steven Siddall leaving his famous career as a movie actor in Hollywood to become an alpine ski racer.
You sure you have that right, boss?
Steven Siddall? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Kane Boynton from the University of Michigan on the blue side. Steven Siddall, his teammate, on the red course. As we get ready for the qualifying rounds of the men's dual panel. Both racers ready here at the top. And they're off. Here we come.
There's Kane Boynton with a fast start there. They call him Mr. Sugar. Skiing well in the blue course. Now his teammate, Steven Siddall, joining him in the action.
Like Steven Siddall had a tough time getting out of the gate. Here comes Kane Boynton, though, the Wolverine from the University of Michigan, now on the back seat, riding his sleds into the finish corral with a time of 19.06. And now Siddall, wearing the infamous Michigan Wolverine Real Tree race suit.
Very fast, boss. Very aerodynamic speed suit. Of course, popularized by the men of the Duck Dynasty television program. Always been an inspiration to this Wolverines team. Michigan skiing strong all week here at Whiteface Mountain.
Now Zach Hill and Mark Jansen on course. Zach is on the blue course, Mark Jansen on the red course. So the final 2 Michigan Wolverine racers now coming down. Looks like a good run on the red side for Mark Jansen. And Jansen across the stripe with a time of 19.24. Here comes Zach Hill, his teammate, tucking to the finish with a 19.51. Now on to Duke University, the Blue Devils. Spencer Dahl on the blue side, Oliver Hopkins on the red side. Nice to see the North Carolina team and the Dirty South well represented here at the 2014 National Championships. Good run for Oliver Hopkinson and the Blue Devil in the stripe at 18.76, the fastest time down the red side for the men so far. His teammate Spencer Dahl with a 20.92. Final 2 Duke Blue Devils, Matt Hyland on the blue side, John Tarpey on the red side. Tarpey out to the early lead. Now over the hit comes Tarpey. 8 gates to go for Tarpey. Tarpey into his tuck. And the Blue Devils successfully down here for the qualifying run for the dual panel slalom. Matt Hyland, 24.37. John Tarpey with a 20.64. Now moving on to Babson College. Kevin Dakos on the blue side. Graham Quisenberry on the red side. Quisenberry out to a lead. Flying over the big 3-foot hit in the middle of the run. 4 gates to go for Quisenberry. And Quisenberry with a super fast run. The fastest of the day on the red side, 17.73 for Graham Quisenberry. And his teammate Kevin Dakos with the fastest run on the blue side for the men at 17.63. So 2 speedy runs from the Babson College boys.
Absolutely, boss. No surprises there. This Babson team, just a team of great skiers and just really great guys. Fun to hang out with them. Just the nicest guys that you'll ever meet. I'd like to announce that I have shotgun in Kevin Dakos' car on the ride home. His teammate Sam Foster heads down in the blue course. Russell Chamberlain in the red course. These Babson skiers, just the form and technique. Beautiful to watch them ski. Just phenomenal athletes and just great guys out of this Babson College Sam Foster in the blue course crossing the time with a lightning fast 19.18. His teammate Russell Chamberlain equally speedy there with an 18.92, boss.
Well played, Alex Beatty. Well played, my friend. Back to live action. Matt Hoffman from St. Olaf College. He's on the red course. Hakan Schoenhader on the blue course. And across the stripe, it's Hoffman in 18.44. And Hakan Schoenhader putting it together from St. Olaf with a 17.61, the fastest run down the blue side so far for the men.
No surprises there, boss. Hakan finished third in the giant slalom 4 days ago. He's a phenomenal skier out of St. Olaf. His teammates Grady Gores and Lars Midthun also dominant for this St. Olaf team. They're on course now.
Midthun on the right side red, Gores on the left side blue. And both safely across the stripe. Gores with an 18.56, Lars Midthun with an 18.45. Now moving on to Rocky Mountain College, and look who we've got coming down next to each other, the two Hoogbaum brothers. Nils Hoogbaum on the red side, Eric Babybaum on the blue side. Here comes the Hoogbaum brothers. A fantastic slalom competition between these two yesterday here at Whiteface. And Nils isn't going to let it happen again. Nils across the stripe. He finishes first. Babybaum coming in second. Hoogbaum with a 17.75 on the red side. That's Nils' time. Eric's 17.30. And Eric Hoogbaum with the fastest run down the blue side. So he is picked up right where he left off yesterday after winning the national championship in the men's slalom.
That's right, boss. Just want to point out that the baby, Eric Hoogbaum, is 6'8", 380 pounds, 27 years old, so not much of a baby there.
Oh, he is the baby bomb, no doubt about it. Back to live action, Harlan Collins from Rocky Mountain on the red side, and Andraj Vukovic on the blue side. Collins with the fastest time down the red run, 17.55, just a couple of tenths faster than teammate Nils, and Vukovic with an 18.39.
Vukovic looking fast in the very aerodynamic denim GS suit.
Now it's Colorado's School of Mines. Good to see them fielding a competitive team here at Nationals this year. On the red side, Kevin Hartman and his teammate Eddie Arita on the blue course. And a good run there for Kevin Hartman, 17.65. Good enough for second fastest down the red course. Eddie Arita with an 18.78 down the blue side.
Colorado School of Mines breaking new ground here in the panel slalom, their first ever panel slalom competition. Now we'll see final Colorado School of Mines teammate Maximilian Prank. Max Prank now on course. Of course, the physicist Max Prank discovering plutonium, I believe, and looks like he had a little bit of trouble there as he makes his way into the final few gates of the course.
Max Prank successfully down in a 19.37, hanging on for a wild ride in the final four gates. Now we move on to the University of Minnesota Duluth. Michael Murray on the red course. His teammate Tyler Ringenscheid on the blue course. Here comes Ringenscheid and Murray. Oh, it's a tough break for Michael Murray on the red side. Ringenscheid successfully gets through, but Murray saw that gate coming just too fast at him and said, that's it.
Absolutely, boss. You saw him hanging on that uphill ski, totally off balance there. Knew he couldn't drive that downhill leg and set up for that next turn, so he wisely skied out of the course to avoid some kind of mishap, boss.
Now the next two from the University of Minnesota Duluth. Trevor Panuski on the blue course. Andrew Alberg on the red course, and now they're on. 18 gates of fun for the ladies and the men's today. We're glad you're joining us on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Meanwhile, the optic red helmet of Andrew Alberg. Easy to spot him as he makes his way into the corral with a time of 18.64. Now Trevor Panuski. And Panuski across in 18.97. So good runs for the University of Minnesota Duluth. Moving on to the University of British Columbia now. Austin Taylor on the red side and Michael Cadman on the blue side. And a really good run for Austin Taylor, as Taylor, the fastest time we've seen on the red course so far today with a 17.44. Michael Cadman down in 18.33. Now their two teammates, Jake Wellian on the red and Jackson Hammersley on the blue.
Strong runs from the University of British Columbia Thunderbirds, boss. I heard their coach talking before the race, and he promised to take the entire team out for Tim Hortons if they can successfully complete all their runs today in the panel slalom.
Well, it looks like they're going to have good success here in the qualifying round as Jake Wellian crossing in 20.90. Jackson Hammersley from British Columbia with a 21.72. Now to the United States Naval Academy. Mad respect for these two. William Lavis on the blue course, Patrick Papp on the red course. A new coach at the Naval Academy, but has great things in store and planned for this U.S. Naval Academy ski team. Got to meet him Tuesday at the coach's reception, and great runs for William Lavis and Patrick Papp. Lavis with a 1972 and Patrick Papp with an 1889. Now from Rensselaer Polytech Institute on the red course, it's Jared Foster and Ryan Kresser, his teammate, wearing bib 38 on the blue. Jared Foster now with 4 gates to go. And across the stripe in a 19.40. Foster safely down as well. Check that, that's Ryan Kresser on the blue side with a 19.09. Now it's Rensselaer Polytech Institute's last two teammates, Greg Merrill on the blue, on the red course, and Greg Lerner on the blue course.
Seating strategy, of course, very important for these teams. In the head-to-head competition this afternoon, they'll be judged on which athlete finished the course first. So each team will score a point for the athlete that won a particular heat, then they'll switch and race in the opposite course. So important to seed these athletes competitively to face off correctly against other teams.
Now Cornell University, Nicholas Balta on the blue side, John Lubo on the red side. And here comes the big red. Lubo with 4 gates to go. Looks like he's going to have an easy trip into the finish corral with a time of 18.29. Teammate Nicholas Balta now across an 18.16. A good run from Balta, 4th fastest on the blue side for the men so far today. And their two teammates await their first run, their qualifying runs from the top. It's Andrew Bangy on the blue side and Trevor Davenport on the red.
Like Andrew Bangy struggling there at the top of this course just to set those edges. Course getting very slick from the rain and snow, but they're competing very well neck and neck in the final few gates, boss.
It looked like that synchronized diving right there. They were all together the entire run down. Boy, that is some teamwork right there as they give each other the love here in the finish corral. Trevor Davenport with an 18.60. And Andrew Bangy with an 18.94. Now it is Penn State University, the Nittany Lions. Sam Ricker flying down with his unconventional slalom style. He's had it since he was 5. And I know. 7 gates to go for Ricker from Penn State University. Now Ricker into the tuck. And across the stripe comes Sammy Ricker. The time of 18.46. His teammate Devin Dymek on the blue side with an 18.30. All the kids are growing up, Alex Speedy. We saw Benny Hitchcock come out to national championships last year and win a freestyle or free ski national title. We remember him when he was 10. Good to see the Maine boys here, well represented here at the national championships. Now Tyler Smith and Tomas Dobransky. And Dobransky in an 18.30 on the blue side. Tyler Smith with an 18.64 on the red side, just about even.
Tomas Dobransky and his teammate Devin Dymek the exact same time on the blue course, neck and neck. It should be interesting to watch these racers having a little rivalry as they continue today.
Now we move on to team, oh my word, and boy, he did not have a good trip off that run. He slid 6 gates. That's Gordon Mason. Meanwhile, Matthew Couture, both kids from Castleton College. It's Team VTB here at Castleton College today. Of course, Vinny the Boss, the inspiration for the men's Castleton team here in the dual panel slalom. But boy, that was a wild ride on the blue side. Gordon Mason, he hit that lip, and it shot him off of that lip straight to the skier's right side of the run, and he just slid 5 gates down. It really does talk a lot about how slippery the surface is and how steep the pitch is in that section of the course.
Absolutely, boss. Just tough to set an edge there with so much, just a layer of water on top of the snow. Like Tyler Smith and Vinny Corrado now on course for Castleton, having no trouble as they work their way into the bottom few gates.
Of course, Vinny Corrado, the founder of Team VTB, Vinny the Boss. There they come, Team Team VTB. Boss has to get his letters correct here. I can do the words well. The letters are a little more difficult. Tyler Smith and Vinny Corrado now safely down for Castleton College. Now moving on to the University of Connecticut. On the red side, it's Griffin Struck, Stephen Brown on the blue side. And it's Griffin Struck. Struck with a good run going here. Oh, and now late it's UConn Stephen Brown, but Brown being able to use the core strength. Probably the power from the flannel shirt that Brown is wearing got him out of that little hairy ride with 4 gates to go. Now the next two from the University of Connecticut. It's Robert Chambers on the blue side, Mark Nebraska on the red side. Whoa, Nelly! Here come the Huskies. Bob Chambers on the blue. Now Nebraska trying to catch up. It's going to be Robert Chambers across an 18.11 and Mark Nebraska with an 18.53.
How do you think Mark Nebraska's parents reacted when he told them he was going to attend the University of Connecticut, boss?
They must have said, "Whoa, Nelly!" Sophomore in Nebraska. Alan Sapers and Julian Sherding now on course from Northeastern University. Sapers on the blue side, Sherding on the red side, and Sherding's down. Sherding is down, but he's going to hike, and he does. He makes the gate. So a good gate hike for Sherding, although it's a wild, crazy ride into the B-net. Let's see if everything's okay here. He caught an edge, shot him right into, that's Adam Sapers, shot him right. He's fine. Look at him. He's good.
Adam Sapers quick to get up there, boss. He'll hurry now to have his back checked by Dr. Marion Thurston, Ph.D. We'll check him out and make sure he's okay. A wild ride for this Northeastern team, boss.
Boy, I'll tell you what, man. They must have been Rob Visconti inspired on that one because that was a wild ride down both sides. Visconti would be so proud of that activity right there. So a tough break for Adam Sapers from the Northeastern University, but certainly gave us all a great thing to see here at the bottom of this dual panel run. We've got a little bit of a course hold as we get things reset. Want to get the fence taken back up. As you can see, that's what B-fence is, folks. That's how it works, and that's what it's supposed to do. Exactly that. That's why Adam Sapers is out high-fiving his buddies right now instead of in a bucket to the bottom.
That's right, boss. The course in complete shambles after the run of the Northeastern team. The red course and blue course both taking some damage there. Have to wonder if that was part of their skiing strategy to cause a large course hold here for teammates Thomas Licata and Nick Sherman. Sitting up at the gate, having a couple more seconds to plan their attack. The line, aggressive line they'll have to take through this very tricky and turny dual panel slalom course, boss.
Coming up after Northeastern University, we'll see Western Traub, Sam Wallace, Jack Norp, and Hunter Rosenthal from Hobart William Smith College. Then it's the Clarkson boys, Sean Donahue, Charlie Loth, Alexander Slimpin, Austin Florian. Then Team GQ from Sierra Nevada College, Yaka Yazbek, Finlay Neeson, Viking Rolled, and Cannon O'Brien. Of course, they always win the Best Name Ski Racers competition each year at Nationals. Then we'll see the University of Maine at Farmington's team of David Berthiaume, Sebastian Dumont, Sean McCoy, and Jeffrey Ballou. Coached by the infamous Harry Ricker up at the University of Maine Farmington. Then to close out our qualifying rounds for the men's dual panel, we'll see Nathan Braun, George Gettel, Chris Parisi, and Justin Lagasse from the Team WPI Worcester Polytech. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Boss Hogg and Alex Beatty bringing it to you this Saturday morning from beautiful Whiteface Mountain in Lake Placid. Our 5th day of competition in this 2014 USCSA Nationals. As we said earlier in the broadcast, a great night up at the ski jumping venue last night, all part of our ski jump extravaganza. Big cookout for all the athletes, coaches, and volunteers that make this national championship happen each and every year. Had our 3 national champion ski jumpers from the USCSA make their way here to Lake Placid, and they put on an exhibition show along with some other local kids, including a 6-year-old ski jumper going off the 20-meter jump. You know, we wondered, Alex Beatty, how do you ever fly off of a 90-meter or 120-meter ski jump? The answer was pretty clear last night as we saw the 6-year-old come down the 20-meter jump, and I think we both looked at each other and said, well, we could probably do that. Now he's 6, of course, and he weighs about 60 pounds, if that. But quite impressive last night as we sent Matt Goodwin, our videographer, here high atop the dual panel slalom to the top of the 90-meter jump. That's why you pay him the big bucks. Now back to live action here as Northeastern University's Tom Licata and Nick Sherman. Licata on the blue course. Oh, and now Nick Sherman on the red course. And that's going to be the end of the day for both of these racers because Licata lost a ski. So tough break for Northeastern University. They lost 3 of their 4 racers here in the team competition, Alex Beatty.
That's right, boss. After Northeastern informed me they couldn't drive me home this weekend, I used my voodoo charm. Of course, I have paper dolls of all of the Northeastern athletes here in the broadcast booth, and I'm applying little pins to them throughout today's race.
Oh, my word. I'm just glad Babson said yes.
So are they, boss.
Back on to Hobart William Smith College. They'll be our next team from the top. Sam Wallace on the blue side. Weston Traub on the red side. And here comes the Hobart William Smith team. Sam Wallace racing well on the blue. And Weston Traub, looks like Traub may have skied out, although it looks like he may have recovered. We're going to find out. But Traub and Wallace safely down.
Bold strategy there from Weston Traub, taking an unconventional line there in the course, but a fast one at that. We'll see their teammates Hunter Rosenthal and Jack Norp come down shortly.
And it looks like a DSQ for Weston Traub. He definitely missed a gate up there. We saw it. We had hoped none of the officials had seen it, but in fact, apparently they have. So the end of the day for Weston Traub. Sam Wallace from Hobart William Smith moving on. Now we'll see Jack Norp on the red course and Hunter Rosenthal on the blue.
Like Jack Norp coming down for Hobart and William Smith in the red course. I talked to his high school roommate, Chris Fitzpatrick of Tufts University. A few days ago, he said he'd be watching today, and just one of the many supporters of these athletes. Everyone watching on the USCSA broadcast network, and you have to imagine these racers love to know that their family and friends can see them out here racing, putting everything on the hill, and get to enjoy their performance that they might not always get to see at these races, boss. Now Clarkson University on course. The Knights skiing well all week. Men finishing third in the giant slalom. Charles Loth in the blue course. Sean Donahue in the red. Donahue having some trouble off the jump. Boss, what happened there?
I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like what just happened to Sean Donahue on the red side. Sean Donahue is going to join the circus as soon as he's finished with ski racing. Sean Donahue fell on the head. He did a 360, landed backwards, skied the gate backwards, then spun around and kept going. Unbelievable performance for Sean Donahue. You know, we should have a Wild Ride Award, and Donahue would definitely take it today. That was unbelievable. He literally slid over on his back, that 3-foot hit, landed backwards on his skis, skied the gate, and then 360'd it around and came down. Unfortunately, he missed a gate in the process, but a wild ride and certainly entertaining for Sean Donahue. Now Clarkson's Austin Florian on the blue side, Alexander Slimp on the red side.
Of course, as in ski jumping, style points as important as speed here in the dual slalom. We'll get those style scores for you as soon as they become available to us. Austin Florian and Alexander Slemp out of Clarkson, hoping to continue the dominance of the Clarkson Knights this week.
As we get things situated here on the course, a little bit of raking, some reset of that panel right there on the head. Sean Donahue took that one out very aggressively. But it looks like we are getting ready to get back underway here as we await Clarkson's Austin Florian and Alexander Slimp. Racers are in the box ready to go. Now they're on the course. It's Slimp on the red course, Florian on the blue course. Side by side they come. Now over to the hit. Safely into the last 7 gates. Here come both racers. Synchronized right next to each other. Look at this. And across the stripe, it's Alexander Slimp in an 1880 and Austin Florian in an 1882. Now the high-flying Eagles from Sierra Nevada College and Incline Village. Goes by Coach Brankar Zagar. Bronco with Finlay Neeson on the blue course and Yaka Yazbek on the red course. Neeson late here top. Had to scrape a lot of speed just to get back into position. But now picking it back up with 4 gates to go. Yazbek with a nice run going here. And Neeson and Yazbek across. Yaka with a time of 18.11 and Finlay with a time of 19.24. So the Sierra Nevada College Flying Eagles. Powerful alpine performances from both the ladies and the men's teams. Also in the free ski and the snowboard competitions as well. Now the final 2 on the Sierra Nevada team. Cannon O'Brien on the blue side and Viking Rolled on the red side. And there they come, Rolled and O'Brien now safely across. Last night we saw a very disturbing picture on Facebook of Viking Rolled. We're not going to talk any more about that, but it was quite disturbing, actually. Now the University of Maine Farmington's David Berthiaume on the red course. Sebastian Dumont on the blue course. Although we may be changing that up, check it. Yes, we are. David Berthiaume on the blue course and Sebastian Dumont on the red course. Great to see Harry Rickers, University of Maine Farmington, here at the National Championships. A legend in Maine ski racing, Harry Ricker, and now has put together quite a team here for Farmington. David Berthiaume on the blue course, and his teammate Sebastian Dumont on the red. Berthiaume crossing first in 1963, and Dumont in with a 21-23. Final two racers here for the University of Maine Farmington. Sean McCoy on the blue course, Jeffrey Ballou on the red course.
Of course, Sean McCoy, one of the fastest skiers at the USCSA Combine, the fastest 30-yard dash. Playing for a solid UMaine Farmington squad, he's able to find the holes and break coverage. Of course, one has to wonder if he's benefiting from a stellar offensive line. Bib 112, Sean McCoy on course for UMaine Farmington now in the blue course, skiing well to the bottom 3 or 4 gates. 4 gates to go for Sean McCoy, UMaine Farmington. Bib 112 finished with a time of 23.64.
And here they come, Nathan Braun and George Gettel from WPI, Worcester Polytech Institute, making their way now down this dual panel course.
Of course, the Red Solo Cup, the mascot of the WPI team, and Tucker Gettel of WPI, bib 115, crosses with a time of 19.26. His teammate Nathan Braun, wearing bib 114, finishes in the blue course with a time of 22.61.
Now the final two WPI teammates on course. Chris Parisi on the left blue side. He'll be followed by Justin Lagasse on the red side. We're not sure what's happening up on the red side. We'll watch Chris Parisi here from WPI make his way into the final 7 gates.
Here's Chris Parisi, bib 116, finishing in the blue course with a time of 24.48.
So that looks like that might be the end of the men's qualifying round here. No, we've got Chris Parisi still up on, oh, that's right, we have the individuals to come.
Looks like that's bib 100, Jackson Vlay out of the University of Colorado Boulder. We'll also see Riley Harris from Ohio, Connor Krell from the University of Massachusetts, and the College of Idaho's Zach Schenk.
And here they come, Jackson Vlay from the University of Colorado on the blue course. Riley Harris from Ohio State University on the red course. And they are skiing turn for turn, dead even here, although Harris looks like he might have a slight advantage. And Riley Harris across in a 17.85. Jackson Vlay down at 17.72. Now we'll see Zach Schenk from the College of Idaho, the Predator, on the right red course, and Connor Krell from the University of Massachusetts Amherst on the blue course. Zach Schenk with a wild ride now here, letting it all hang out as he makes the hit. He's safely through, 8 gates to go. Meanwhile, it's Connor Krell. Krell punching the gates and safely across in 17.52, and Zach Schenk now in 18.28. So two good runs for Schenk and Krell. And that's going to do it for our qualifying first run round. Now they'll switch sides. We'll bring them down one more time. That'll complete our morning session here of qualifications, and we'll reseed, set them up, and we'll bring them down for the hardware later on this afternoon in round 2 of our broadcast coverage here from Whiteface Mountain. Boss Hogg and Alex Beatty with you. Hope you're enjoying our coverage at USCSA.com. Of course, if you're out here anywhere near the Adirondack area of Lake Placid, come on down and see for yourself. Lots of fun here. Events going on all over Lake Placid, part of the USCSA National Championship. So we'll let them get reset here. We're going to take a quick break, but stay on the air, so stay with us. Go grab another cup of coffee and enjoy some more of your Saturday morning here on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Right back with more live ski racing dual panel action after this.
In the streets is gonna rock right. As show is gonna rock right. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. Here we go with the butters, boo, you know how we do. With the butters, boo, you know how we do.
So I want to thank Skip Fox for coming in here and getting Boss Hogg straightened out. Of course, the qualification rounds are now complete because we're going to take all of the times from the qualifiers. We'll add them up, and that's how we'll seed for the semifinals and finals coming up later on this afternoon. So that is the end of our qualification coverage here on the USCSA Broadcast Network, and we'll hope that you'll rejoin us here at 12:45 this afternoon Eastern Time for a 1 o'clock start of the semifinals and the finals of the women's and the men's dual panel slalom. The 2014 USCSA National Championships. They're brought to you by Patagonia. Their mission to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com, proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine, Nordic, ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supply, sports timing equipment, or just hard to find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. And by Hurricane Racing. When it's custom team Alpine, Nordic, or cycling race apparel you seek, Hurricane Racing delivers. Demand the very best in custom printed ski suits, jackets, pants, and race apparel. Demand Hurricane Racing at hurricaneracing.com, official sponsors of the 2014 USCSA National Championships. And by Twitchell Sportswear, the home of Yeti apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Check out their complete collection at twitchellsportswear.com, proud supporters of the USCSA. We'll be back at 12:45. Check that. We're going to be back at 11:45, so 30 minutes from now. All right, so we've got a time change here, and it looks like our quarterfinals, semifinals, and final action will begin at 12 noon, not at 1 p.m. So if you were listening to our broadcast on the World Wide Web, we've got about a half-hour break here, and right at 11:45, we'll be back with live coverage of the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final rounds of this dual-panel slalom for the ladies and the men. That's going to do it for a half hour. We'll take a quick break. You do the same. We'll be back with more coverage just a half hour from now. And on behalf of all of us here at the USCSA, this is Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.
Let the world gather round. Say, what have you just found? Is it something I could drown in the water? Why ask if you tell? 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 Grown child with a loaded gun said it's all good, 'cause I'm just having fun. I'm a perfect market crack with a twisting hammer smear. Is it something I could crack in the wall? There's a fire raging all around you, and it burns a dark room. And I know this life won't last forever, but I stand and fight there. Oh, tell my mother that I never had a reason. Tell my father that I never made it far. And I'm tightly holding on to the last great hope that I might be on my way to much more lovely time. But there's a fire raging all around you, and it burns a dark room. And I know this life won't last forever, but I'll stand and fight there.